singing it.
Yes.
And then they have a commentary like in the
national
just like
commentary
sat talking over it.
Yeah.
And it's historically like Terry Wogan used to do it before Graham Norton, and it is supposed to be like
sick.
sports
a joke. No, but it's supposed to be funny. It's so funny.
And these ones are like for him over the whole years.
Yeah.
Sick.
Really,
Graham Norton's amazing.
I'm going to send you some, like, he's laughing at himself. It's hilarious.
He's one of the best.
But this show in particular was the National Lottery's big Eurovision welcome, which was an outdoor event in Liverpool, which was the host city for Eurovision this year. Just a big kind of celebration launch event for the Eurovision Song Contest. So it was outdoors. It was there were 30,000 people there. Damn. And the whole thing was creatively directed, I thought, well, the production team told me Motion House, but from what I can see from the credits from people posting this performance, this was creatively directed by Christian Storm Creatives. And we were asked, we meaning Zoo Nation, to create a piece. It was about female empowerment, and it was to be a choreographer from the company and 12 female dancers with an artist to a song. And that remained TBC for a very long time.
Okay. Oh, wow.
And it's like, we can't prep without that info.
We're choreographing to thin air at the moment.
Yeah. And then we found out that it was for Alexandra Burke and to I'm Every Woman, because she was in the Bodyguard musical.
Oh, that makes sense.
And yeah, I mean, I guess I can say a little more once you've watched it, but it was Danielle Lecointe that choreographed it, and we cast the 12 dancers that you will see. And I represented them all.
As an agent, right. Sick.
Imagine, I'm sorry.
No, you can talk while that's the whole point of a reaction.
I was going to say, imagine you're like, okay, you're going to do a piece to a song, and it's like, okay.
All right.
And go.
They're like, no, it'll be a song.
Trust me, there'll be a song.
You'll find out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a lot of people. That's amazing. Eurovision's big, huh?
It's massive.
Oh wow! Okay, the dancers came from there.
No, these aren't our people, and I've got to say, I can't tell exactly what they're doing. They're just like hanging.
Flying.
No, they are. They're just hanging.
Imagine they were like, they fell from somewhere and they're actually like, help!
Also, a late addition to this on the Saturday when everyone was travelling up to Liverpool was like, we want to try sunglasses to make the outfits more edgy.
Oh, no way.
And
Last
I
minute.
thought they meant like Matrix-esque. These are Jackie O sunglasses. Like, there's nothing edgy about them though.
Oh, right.
They're not edgy.
Yeah.
But look at the people.
But that was on a last minute thing, like throw the sunglasses on just we'll
try them in. It was fine. It was like, we'll try them in rehearsal.
Okay. Oh, and you could have said no
if it didn't work. Yeah.
I like the outfits.
Come on, Ola.
Don't ask, don't get, Ola. She put it in her caption, so it's not a secret. But she asked, so she got.
Reaching out for opportunities. That's important. Look at people on top.
Look,
so
they're just
funny.
hanging. They're just hanging.
It would be so funny if they fell. Not if they fell off that, but if that's why they were there, because they were supposed to be on the top and they were like, just stuck. We're not performing. We just actually fell from the roof. I haven't heard about Alexandra Burke in a while.
She does mostly like musical stuff now. She's also heavily pregnant.
Because she was for Sophia and Jen. She won, what was it?
X Factor. Very long time.
while ago.
A good decade ago now.
Oh.
She won X Factor. That's why she got famous from the talent show. And then I guess
it
she's
was
been doing
her
music.
that kind of brought Jaquel Knight's name around, because he choreographed for her then.
Oh, interesting. And it kind of
there was an audition for it, and I guess that would have been the first time a lot of us.
Did you watch the Whitney biopic?
Some of it. My parents were watching it the other day. Fine.
I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I love her music, so. Oh, that's it.
No, it's not. But okay.
Was that 2 minutes 20?
Yeah.
Oh, where's the rest?
It is about
Alexandra.
It is about 4 minutes.
I couldn't find the full one. Is there more?
The full one's on Insta. There's about 2 minutes more, but do you get the gist?
Yeah, I think we get the gist. Yeah, you said you were going to tell us more.
Well, I just think it just insight, and it is very common to just not have the artist in rehearsal. And what will happen when that happens is you end up with an artist stood in front of a dance piece.
Right.
She moved with it, but
there's a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah. And
but you said that happens a lot.
Yeah. You can, if you have a stand-in, or it depends how adept the artist is as well, because it's all good in having a stand-in or an assistant, like be them in the room. But if you're not getting hold of them until the day,
they're not going to be able to pick up what happened.
And
some of them might not be dancers.
Artists are really nervous people generally.
Oh yeah, because they've got multiple things to think about.
Like when I did Queen's Jubilee, do you remember when Flawless did it with Kylie?
Vaguely.
I did that too, and she just watched everything once, and then she was just.
Well, she's famous for having a lot of dancers in her stuff, right?
So. She was just, but that just became the standard for me because I was fairly young when I did that, and so I just expected, and then I was like, no, I don't.
You know, I meant to ask you about, and I never did. Was I was watching the J-Lo documentary?
Yeah.
Have you seen it? The halftime thing. And she's like giving the dancers like advice on like how, and she's telling them to step it up.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, my first thought was like, are you telling professional, like the highest level professional dancers how to do their job? And then I was like, actually, if you're someone like J-Lo, not only have you danced, but you've performed on big stages all your life and you've been the center of attention on those huge stages. So actually, maybe not as a choreographer or whatever, but as a performing dancer, you probably do know more than these professional dancers, right? Like, would you take that?
And she was a professional. She danced
she was a fly girl as well, wasn't she?
Yeah, but I mean, like in terms of, it's been a while since she's done that. You know, these people are like in their career.
I guess it depends who the artist is.
Yeah, right.
And I think J-Lo dancers, I would assume, would think what you thought.
It's
but
like
if I've got like, no offense, like Cheryl back in the day.
Right.
I'm just like, babe, like, no.
Like we're having to pull you like
I mean I can be critiqued all day on my performance quality. Sure. I don't think that is my strength. So if an artist said to me like, wake up the babe
right,
or whatever, but not just anyone
she
tell
was,
me that
in the documentary she was giving
skill,
like dance
like specific notes. I think J-Lo's allowed. Also she danced up a storm for that performance.
That's the thing as well. And it's like, I mean, Beyonce is probably another one where it's like you take the criticism.
You take the notes.
Because it's like actually not like she's performing on the level of like the top level professional dancers, plus singing, plus it's just not her main job.
Pressure being all on.
Yeah. And the dancers are like, that's your one and only job is to be a professional dancer. She's on the level of a professional dancer while being a singer, while being a model, while having businesses. Like it's like a million things in a day.
Being like double your age.
Yeah.
Take the note.
That does matter.
Yeah.
I also on this, which is jokes, it's like, let's react. And then I've seen it and I'm the only one like saying anything about it. Sorry.
No, that's why we were here.
The point in the brief was made about like a diverse cast, which it very clearly is. And so when the measurement form and stuff, well, smash the patriarchy.
One performance at a time.
We, in the measurement form, it had like notes and comments, and I just asked all the ladies to like, just say your current, like what your hair's saying right now, basically. Diverse cast, they're going to have different needs if people got braids in or whatever stuff. So we did that, and I kept on flagging, like, haven't heard much about the hair and makeup brief, just want to make sure it's all taken care of. All that to say it was not on the day, which is fine, but it did make me think that instead of me asking as an agent if things are in place, it's just like stating what needs to be
in place,
and like they can take care of themselves, but you're so paying them more if that's what they're going to have to do.
Sure.
And it was, just a bit of a shame that like you've made a point of diversifying, but there wasn't that like follow through.
Yeah. If you want the diversity, you have to cater to it.
Yeah.
When you're behind the scenes.
Yeah. And also it's like, do you just want the diversity on stage or all around?
I will say that about Eurovision in general. The cast was white.
Of the
dancers
for what?
In
just
general.
the show.
So do they have I don't know how it works. I don't
Because
really
each
watch it.
country has a show.
Yeah, but
Well,
does
it
each country bring their own?
it seemed like this time that wasn't the case. That there was just like a cast of dancers that danced for multiple artists.
What's the one? X Factor or that they always do. They have one cast that performs.
And I don't think Eurovision is generally that way, but this time at least it was.
Well, is there anything in the fact that like because it's in the UK, maybe they've like if they're like right, if you're bringing it to the UK, we're going to do it how we do things here, which is to have one cast.
Yeah, maybe.
And we're not paying for all your external dancers.
But like super not diverse.
Interesting.
I think what was done choreographically was top freaking notch.
Do we know
couldn't help.
who was involved in that choreography?
Lucas.
Oh,
a lot
okay.
of it. McFarlane.
Sick.
Not all of it. I don't think I've seen people like, oh, thanks so much for choreographing this number, and it was other people, but Lucas was across a lot of it.
Sick. He's very
I
legit.
can't help but notice that now.
Yeah.
Just across the board in anything. There was famously like a globe, Shakespeare's globe, like Merry Christmas thing from that they tweeted a picture of their team, and everyone just like, in 2020, this is what we're doing, and it's just like all white team.
Like the cast or
No, the staff.
at the Globe.
And it's
right?
like, we can't be doing this now,
Well,
y'all.
I mean, the Globe strikes me as a place that has white
That
stuff.
might be the way. Yeah.
It's like where it's like on the that what's that game where they with Steve Harvey and they're like you have to say what everyone answered and it's like the top. And he's like, show me
like Family Fortunes.
Yeah,
kind of
it's
thing.
like what's the place that has the most white? Show me the Globe.
Fair.
Followed by Harrods or something like that.
Potential. What do you think?
What do I think of the show? I thought it was cool. I mean, I didn't know this wasn't the full thing. I saw 2 minutes 20. I thought that was the full thing. But yeah, it seems cool. I actually didn't notice her not being integrated to the show until
You said it.
you said it.
Cool.
It didn't really stand out at me.
That was just more of like an industry tidbit than a criticism of
no, but it's it didn't like necessarily take away. I think it is cool when an artist dances. But you know what? For me, for my uneducated on this side of things, I think I'd rather see someone do that. I know she probably can dance. I'd rather see someone do that than try and dance and not being able to dance.
I hear it.
Whereas like if you got Beyonce or J-Lo, yeah, cool, do the thing because you'll kill it. But there's some artists I've seen on stage and it's like someone's tried to make you do this to be, but you look terrible. And it's awkward to watch that, you know?
Controversial. Is Beyonce a good dancer or is she just Beyonce?
So
Because she's a goddess.
I vote yes because I saw her live with her last album, the one with Diamonds and a Partition. Please, what's that album? Beyonce, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I saw.
I didn't know where you were going until you said partition. I'm not going to lie.
Please, and it's like the dirtiest song ever.
It is, yeah.
Jesus Christ! And then there's like 12-year-olds singing it in the crowd.
Yeah.
But I went to there because we got my sister tickets to see it and I went to go see it with her, and I purposely didn't listen to the album before I went because I was like, I want to hear it the first time on stage. I have to say, and I was not necessarily like a Beyonce fan before. I wasn't like, oh, she's the best. I was just like, yeah, I know Beyonce because she's famous. I was blown away by that show. I thought she was amazing because it's like, I think I've seen videos and I've seen her on stage online, but to see her live singing, and you could tell she's like, killing it live, and like her voice is amazing, but also watching someone dance live, I don't know why, but it connected a bit better than watching on music videos and stuff, because I'm like,
just what it takes to
do that. Like, I know how hard this is. And then watching the entire show, I was like, I've done Vice, which was 12 minutes. I've done a 30-minute show. This is like an hour and a half or whatever, like different numbers, and they're very choreo heavy. And I'm like, you're killing it in terms of stamina, and you're not young. You're like, you look amazing. Like, there's no point where you're pulling an ugly face or whatever. You're not out of breath because you're singing, like
Your
killing
guts
it.
out.
You're remembering all the different stuff. You're doing costume changes. You're remembering the transitions. It's like, I have some idea of what it takes to do what she, like, maybe more than the average Joe, like what it takes to do that. And I was like, I have to say my overwhelming impression was like, wow. However, having said that, I'm not very much in the world that you're in terms of working with artists and touring. And so like, I've seen I saw Michael Jackson actually in New York, in London. But besides that, I've seen not that many shows of dancing singers. So my bar could be very low. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could watch it and be like, it's amazing because you don't know that, but like I've seen like with Ritora, you could be like, oh, she did this as good as Beyonce. I don't know because I don't see it. But just for me, I was like, wow, that's good. Just the whole show in general and like with everything, it's just like, it's crazy to see that level of like, it's even like when I go see plays and stuff and it's like, after like, you know, we saw that 4-hour play, which was only one half of it.
Angels in America.
Yeah. And I'm in...
Good?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's an off-pod thing, but
literally 4 hours. And that was the first half. But
mad.
I'm sitting there watching like, how do you remember all these fucking words? 4 hours of words you remember, like, but before anything else. 4 hours of
It's
like...
their specialty.
I have... Guys at home, I have the 5 topics written on the screen because I can't remember them. One, 2, 3, 4,
and they're
5.
your topics. Like they're things you've chosen to speak about.
And they remember 4 hours worth of words. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, it's just I'm impressed by like those type of things as a somewhat performer, you know. But yeah, to answer your question, I don't know objectively. I just my subjective
I don't
opinion.
even know my answer. Just interesting question.
This is the thing also that I feel like it's difficult to not as difficult to watch and to like evaluate the choreo, or not evaluate the choreography, but react because it's filmed for her, you know. So it's like
with this Alexandra Burke, you mean?
Yeah, like the way it's shot and edited is like she's the center of it, and then the dancers are like, I think it. In terms of the choreography, it's something that's way more supposed to be experienced live, you know, and like enjoyed as part of a whole performance. When you see a clip of it, it's like cut and edited that we mostly see the singer and then we see like someone's face and
or cut off to someone hanging,
like arms in the back doing something. So it's like, I mean, I think it looks great, and I didn't really click on what you said until you said it, that like
she's not integrated.
Yeah, but I think also I assume that okay, if it's a tour or a set show, then there's a lot more time for the artist to be integrated to the performance. And when it's a one-off, a show or an award ceremony, it's probably a lot more like they're doing other stuff and then they're just doing this one thing. And
after Rihanna, you got no excuse to be pregnant, innit? It's like she did the whole Super Bowl. It's like you should move a little bit.
Because bad gal be bad gal.
Yeah.
Riri.
I mean, she also barely moved, but she was.
Oh, we got cast
way
on.
up high.
I don't know if it was me, Lee, and Abe that did the Super Bowl pod.
Review.
I watched it.
We got cast on TikTok for
Did you?
because the reel I put up was like Lee saying it's boring, and then me saying like I could do without the facials, and people were like, someone wrote imagine hating from outside the club or something like that, and then someone's like, facials are like the whole point of being a dancer, like how can you not like like what do you want them to do? And then they put little emoji, just stand there like this, like with the like just like there's so many. It wasn't even like, it didn't even go that viral, but just even from the 1,000 views we got, it was like people had issue with the fact that we didn't like it. I was like, listen, we're not the only people that didn't fucking like that show.
I love comments on TikTok anyway. It was
I mean, anyway, before we go back into the Super Bowl discussion, but yeah, we could have used you actually for that one. I think you were away or something. It would have been nice to have a balance, because me, Lee, and Abe don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Which made it fun to watch.
Yeah, we were just talking shit, but it's just 3 people that have never could dance with an artist. We ain't that shit. Boring. Hey, listen, that's what podding's all about.
Congratulations, ladies. Love you lot.
Yes,
it was a pleasure to represent you.
Lovely to see. Lovely to see.
Lovely to see a style on stage. Like it was predominantly a whacking number, and that was a very good thing. Yeah,
let's go Rams.
So to finish, do you want to tell us about the next?